Yuna from Final Fantasy X-2 is lopsided compared to her much more insecure and demure self from 3 years before, a much more interesting character to analyze as a potential fiancé ideal. Once destined to die for the sake of humanity, while keeping a circle of death looping back from scratch, an unexpected external factor broke such cycle, letting Yuna be the one and only of her entourage, the Summoners, survive such millennial false tradition. Yuna is a spiritual character that has been studying and training to follow in her father's steps, for the sake of all around her, all of them believing in her and her success. She has been living with pressure, and the certainty of her own self-sacrifice since she was a child. Her incarnation in the follow-up game, unjustly underrated by many because of a justifiable tonal shift, is much more of an ace, having maturated experience by having traveled for 3 years all around the world, helped by her trust companions. X-2 Yuna is a much more secure character than her previous self, letting nobody decide for her, taking proactive decisions as an appointed leader of the Sphere Hunter entourage she built up from nothing. Yuna shows sympathy for a suffering soul that is pain, a friend she considers another mystery and treasure to uncover. X-2 Yuna lives for seeing the people around her happy that she could be of service, more often than not an exchange of useful information or a tip, necessary for her to keep up her adventures around the globe. The X-2 Yuna character is adventurous, inquisitive, loyal, understanding. However, she easily recognizes it when somebody is trying to make a tool out of her for their own goals, a huge difference compared to her younger, more zealotical self, which was so eager to go through her mission to the point of mock wedding a madman. The X-2 Yuna character understands and tries to fix other people's sufferings through diplomacy and psychology, resorting to action only if strictly necessary for most people's sake, as she knows one's problem is not as prioritial than most common problem. The X-2 Yuna has a strong sense of enlarged family, seeing her distant relatives as important as the closer ones, deeming them a trove of wealth to not let slip by, as hers has been a life of privations, and she knows how dear it is to lose loved ones. As a potential fiancé, the X-2 Yuna character has unique physical qualities, such as her peculiar hairdo, her heterochromal eyes and excellent sense of casual fashion, that further embellish her spiritual and characterial one's percepting character, a knack for discovery, a strong sense of family, a sensible touch for children, the most hurt by the suffering spread by humans and other potential sources of dread. The X-2 Yuna character is definitively a recommended archetype for anybody that would live life at its fullest, caring not for traditions but for always changing, blowing in the wind on a chopper bike, always on the road with never-ending goals, for then to abide to a specific spot to live in once it is time to follow up with a generation.